Hello, hello, hello. Sexywalls podcast. I'm here with a special guest, a great friend of mine, Charlie from CK Construction. What's up?
My man, what's up, baby?
Thanks
for having me.
No, of course. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. I know you live super far. But first of all, for the people that don't know you, who are you and what do you do?
All right, so I'm CK Construction. My name is Charlie. Grew up in New York. Moved to Florida 8 years ago. I was a GC in New York. Got my GC license in Florida. Ran with it. We do everything from complete renos, new construction, carpentry and tile. We do in-house. We do sub out the MEPs, the plumbing, electric, the mechanical. But I'm here today to see my longtime friend, Exotic, and we did the class.
We did the class.
He put me in the class.
Yeah, we did the Exotic Academy. The thing is that he actually does Venetian Plaster because he does everything. He's a man that does everything, so I respect him for that. And he's good at what he does, so I know that he's gonna be doing. He does good Venetian plaster work, and I do his projects when it's too big. I go and I do his projects, so we're always together.
Yeah,
So,
you've seen on him and I's Instagram in the past multiple different jobs that we did together.
Exactly.
If it's a big job, if it's something that I don't know how to do, I'm calling him. Listen, you want to pair up on it? I'll be your helper for the day. I'll set up the scaffold. I'll set up the fans. I'll mix for you. I'll do whatever you got to do.
Yeah,
Clean the
sure.
trowels. He does the beauty work, I do the bull work, right? But because I've been doing this multiple times, I've been learning and I'm enjoying it. It's another thing to add to the resume, another talent, another thing to sell on jobs. So I want to better myself. I'm here at the school to learn more techniques so I could sell more stuff and make more money. And that's why I'm here today.
exactly. One thing I like about him, he takes well to counsel. He listens and he teaches me stuff too. He helped me build something upstairs while he was here. But first of all, in the main thing is he's a great gentleman, a great guy, very professional. So if you guys need something done well in your house, he's the one to call. He lives in Jupiter. Jupiter is basically West Palm Beach area.
Palm Beach County.
In Palm Beach County. Very beautiful over there, very, very big. Victoria, give me a golden ticket for him. Let's get him a golden ticket. Okay? All right, so this is it.
Let me tell you how Exotic and I met.
It's taking over.
I want to say almost, because I'm in Florida 8 years.
Yo,
right?
My gift to you, a golden ticket for the next class.
Willy Wonka, my
That's
man. Listen, I love it. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're
I'm looking forward to coming back.
No doubt.
Yeah, I'm only 2 hours away.
Exactly.
So, I mean,
exactly.
I'm in the neighborhood.
All right, so how do we meet?
Listen, I've been in Florida 8 years. I renovated my house. You guys, my followers that have been following me, the house that I renovated in Queens, in Middle Village, gutted the whole house, put an extension on it, dug out the basement, cathedral ceilings, did it all.
It's true.
I was doing my fireplace. I did the Ortel linear fireplace, if you guys remember, 12 foot wide, and I did the accent wall in the primary bathroom upstairs. So that was the very first time I've ever done Venetian Plaster. I want to say it's 12 years ago?
Yeah.
About 12.
Wow.
12 years ago. And I was watching his videos on YouTube, on Instagram, and the gentleman he is, I sent him a message. Listen, I'm looking to do a fireplace. I want it to look like this. Where can I buy the product? What do I got to do? He jumps on the phone with me. He told me what I need to purchase, the tools I needed, the trowels, how to do it, the wax, the finish, from start to finish, the whole nine. He gave me a class over the phone. I never met the guy in person. He didn't know me from a hole in the wall. That's what he did. And I took that information and did my house. And I did pretty good for the first time.
I have pictures on it on my Instagram.
Right. For the first time, I did very good. So I fell in love with it. And then him and I became friends. And then once we moved to Florida,
Well,
then it was like...
Before that, you
that.
did a shirt, and all the shirts had all these companies that we sponsored, right?
Oh, the
and
logo shirt.
Yeah, the logo shirt. So I had
That's taking it way back, the logo shirt.
So I said, I need to be on it. And he goes, yeah, I got you. So he hooked me up with it. And then I noticed he sends me a picture. I'm like, whoa. My name is all the way on the bottom. I need that shit on the top. I said, I need it on the top. I can't have it on the bottom. So that was funny. So he actually moved it for me, and I appreciate that.
He did
moved
move
it, and then he sent it to me. And then then that's when you moved. You like, a couple of months later, you moved to Jupiter. And
Yeah,
I was,
yeah,
I
so-
was super happy for that.
So when I moved to Jupiter, that's when I called you. I was like, listen, you need anything, I'm over here. I just moved here, my wife and kids, I got my truck, I got no job, I got no reason moving to Florida other than give my kids a better life,
That's
right?
true, that's
He's
true.
like, bro, I'm working in Boca, it's not far. Why don't you come work with me for the day? And that's when we did that ceiling in the
wall.
kitchen.
Yeah. That's
No,
the first
remember?
one.
Yeah.
And we did a cool video, and I had the shirt on.
You had the shirt
I
on.
had the
Yeah,
shirt
that
on.
was the
I'm
first
gonna repost
video
that.
we made.
Yeah.
That was, man,
was
that's
long
taken
time.
it 7 years, 7.5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when I just started with you. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, 5 y me voy.
Okay.
Yeah. That thing's gonna get stuck to your ear.
Sí, que tú hágalo por atrás.
Okay, so we did that. Then he was like, yo, I need to learn how to do a crocodile walk. I'm like, let's do a crocodile walk, because he wanted to do it for his house. He wanted to do it for his master bedroom. So I was like, let's do it. So we did it in the same house, I think.
Yeah. No,
Same
that
house.
was my house.
No,
all
but
the
you didn't help me
crocodile-
first.
Yeah,
You helped me
all-
with the job first.
So I think it was that same house that we did the ceiling in the kitchen,
Uh-huh.
where we did the
We
Merinos.
did the crocodile walk there.
We did the crocodile in the bedroom.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was. But I only did the line wash. I didn't use the roller.
Yeah, because you were in
So,
training. You were
yeah, I was in
And
training.
then you did your house, and you came out
Yeah.
better than my job.
No. Bye.
Bye.
Nice to see you. Take care. So yeah, I did the line wash. I saw it. My wife saw it. She's like, I love this. I think we should do it behind as an accent wall in the primary bedroom. I said, let's do it. He sold me the roller. I got the material, and now that was the 1, 2, 3, 4. That would have been the 5th time doing it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just every time I do it, I get better and better.
Yeah, for
And-
sure.
and-
You're
and
one,
the-
you're one of those type of men that just get better and better when you do something.
The tips
You're
and
a
the
pro.
techniques that you've taught me, that I've learned, I apply it to the walls. I sex the walls up, like you like to say, right?
Sex the walls,
And
baby.
the number one thing that he says, and I never forget it, is there's no straight lines in nature. So anytime you're ever using that trowel and it's in your hand, never a straight line. Always circular motions.
In nature, there's no
Right?
straight lines.
No straight lines.
He told me today, how many times you say that shit a day? 2,000 times?
Yeah, I
So
know,
he
yeah.
took it over me. He was saying it all day, making fun of me.
No straight lines in nature. But we had a good class today.
Yeah,
We had
yeah.
what, 9? 9 students,
Yeah, 9
all
students.
over the world. You had a guy from
Phoenix,
Chile,
from Chile.
Phoenix, one in Miami,
Texas,
a retired NYPD from New
That's
York
right,
was
that's
here.
right, that's right.
Another real estate broker from Boca who just started a business.
That's
So
true.
I mean, we had a nice crew.
Nice crew.
A lot of techniques we learned. It was good.
So let me ask you a question. How was life in New York? Excuse me. How's life in New York when you work in these buildings and you need the proper insurance? First of all, how much is the insurance in New York? And then you have to bring all this crap upstairs, downstairs, upstairs. You forgot something, downstairs, upstairs. How's the lifestyle in New York working in New York City?
Yeah. I tell you, New York compared to Florida is night and day. It's night and day. I mean, the speed, the traffic, the go, 100 times faster than Florida, right?
Wow.
I mean, you do a job, we've done jobs in Long Island City, in Brooklyn, in the city, right? Where there's no parking. There's no parking at all. You pull up, you gotta unload your stuff with 15 angry cars beeping a horn.
Double
right?
parking.
Double parked. We're double parked to unload because there's nowhere to park.
Exactly.
You got the
Horrible.
meter maids
Horrible.
running around, giving you tickets. It's crazy. It's crazy.
You know, they're starting to give tickets to people in grocery stores, in those little mom and pop shops that are taking out stupid stuff. Ticket.
Yeah.
And
right.
they know, the cops, everybody knows there's no parking, and they're giving you tickets. It's so messed up.
Yeah.
They should have a rule about that
Yeah.
in New York, that if you're delivering stuff, give them 15 minutes, a 15-minute.
Right. Grace
Open-
period
exactly.
or something. Yeah, we used to pay
When are you
this
supposed to fucking park?
one guy $100 a day to sit in the car because we couldn't find a parking spot.
Wow.
So he would sit in the car and we wouldn't get a ticket.
Wow.
And we would at least have the truck downstairs,
Yeah.
But it's ridiculous. Even with a dumpster. I remember I did one job. We were gutting a whole house, 3 floors. I needed a dumpster, a container for the
Yeah.
garbage outside. I needed to put it in the street, right? But there was no alternate side parking. So the cars, there was building. That was in Long Island City too, actually. The buildings that lived in the building, they would take the train to the city every day.
Yeah.
They never needed their car. They needed their car maybe once in a while, right? Because they were on the train. So there was no alternate side. I had to pay a kid to sit outside and wait. We put letters on the notes on this lady's windshield. Hey, if you ever move the car, please call this phone number. We really need the parking spot,
Wow.
right?
Crazy lifestyle.
Days and days and days just to get rid of garbage. So it's crazy. Florida, you roll up to the house, there's nothing but
There's
land.
nothing like that. There's nothing like that.
Most houses are ranches, one story. You pull up in the driveway, you unload your stuff. You're not going up and down. Totally different.
It's crazy that story he just said about New York, just to throw away garbage, just to park, just to unload stuff. It's crazy, and that's the real lifestyle. Any real New Yorker will know what's up. I've seen it. I've done it because I worked in New York. I do projects in New York, and I see real New Yorkers out there, and I'm helping them unload stuff and all that for my buckets and all that. It's a whole nother lifestyle. And plus, insurance is way more expensive than New York. The insurance, I think, is $5 million. Here in Miami, it's $2 million. Here, over there, you need $5 million. Right?
Yeah, insurance was crazy. Workers' comp was crazy. I mean, it's just as much here because we're doing some high-end jobs, and just to get in certain buildings. Like I worked in the Ritz-Carlton on Singer Island. We needed an additional $5 million umbrella on the insurance policy.
But that's in New York?
No, here.
Really?
In
Wow.
Florida. Just to step foot in the building. Believe it or not, everybody on the auto insurance, every worker
Needed $2 million.
had to be on the auto
That's
insurance to
stupid.
drive into the building.
That's so stupid.
But that's a condo, it's a penthouse, high end, so when you're playing ball with the high end, you gotta pay the price, right? You gotta pay the play.
Unless you park outside of the building, across the street, and then you
Which
just
you
walk.
can't. Well, if you got no tools, but us, we got so many tools, material, this,
Well,
that.
the main thing is that you can have people park outside, they jump in that car, and then you go with one car.
Yeah,
And have that
yeah,
one car
right.
insured.
Yeah,
You can
yeah,
do that.
yeah.
Because
You
I've
could,
done
you
that.
could.
I've done that.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
there's situations in that, and I'm like, dude, I'm not going to pay $2 million for each person. It's $2 million for each person, right? So I have to pay extra of whatever it is, a yearly wage for these employees. And I'm like, nah, I'll just park outside. So in Miami Beach, I unload, and then I'll park, I'll pay the toll, the meter, and then just walk to the project.
Right, yeah. You
Because
can do that.
it's
know,
ridiculous.
even
but,
on
but you
Jupiter Island,
but
like
you have
this
you have a huge truck that has your big name on it. I have a normal looking car, so I could park in valet and all that. I never wrap my car or nothing because of that particular reason.
Yeah.
You know?
But you got to remember, the tools that you use are
Smaller.
a lot smaller than what I
Yeah,
use.
true,
We got
true.
compressors, nail guns, saws, table saws,
good point.
horses, plumbers, electricians. So there's a lot of stuff, right? I mean, I wish I could fit all my tools in one bag on wheels and roll up, but that's the luxury. You're a specialty. You're an artist when you do. You're an artist, and go ahead. What are you gonna say?
But having these type of insurances get you to the jobs that you want that makes you big money. Meaning, if you don't have these insurances, you cannot get into these projects. Meaning that you're one of the people that does residential homes, a home here, a home there, make a smaller home, a smaller residential house, really not mansion, stuff like that. Now, if you want to make it to the big leagues, you got to get these insurances. As soon as it'll pay off by itself, trust me. It's happened to me. I know it's happened to him. You get these insurances. We're talking about $8,000, $10,000, $15,000 a year, right? But you'll get it back in all these big projects that you're getting. You're getting into these projects that pay you the big money, that are big. You do basically the whole condo. You strip down the whole condo. You're redoing the whole condo.
Absolutely.
I'm doing walls and ceilings, doing big projects. So it pays off by itself. So I highly recommend it.
And listen, you got moonlighters, we call them. You know what a moonlighter is?
No.
A moonlighter is a guy or a contractor that shows up at night, and they do work at night under the moonlight. That's why they're called moonlighters. It's an old school word. And it's because they don't have insurance, they don't have a license, they have nothing. They're a pickup truck warrior. They show up with a little bit of tools, they do half-fast work, and they're out of there. But those are the guys that are ruining the business because they come in at a fraction of what we charge. If we're charging $30,000, they're charging $10,000, right? And why? Because they're now paying the overhead that we're paying.
Yeah.
The license, the insurance, the workers' comp, the office, the trucks, the this, the that, right? That's why our price is a lot more than your moonlight.
Yep. And remember, you get guaranteed with him too. Something happens, he'll come fix it. These moonlighters disappear, go ghost on you.
Exactly, and that's what I was just about to say is on the insurance topic that we're talking about is when something goes wrong, the house floods, that guy's nowhere to be found. He's not picking the phone up. You know, he's gone, right?
He's
So,
out.
but with us, you know, it's also another risk. Let's say you're running a job and you're not pulling permits, and somebody calls the building department, the building inspector shows up, red takes your job, and gets shut down. Now you got no house. Now you don't have a kitchen until you figure this out.
Yep.
That could take 3, 4, 6, it could take a year, right?
That's true.
So by doing it the right way is always going to cost more money, but it's the safer way, and it's guaranteed.
Guaranteed, safer way, and it's only going to be done one time. At the end of the day, if you get a good contractor, because there's people that pay the big bucks, and they go cheap ways to save more money. Let's say if there's a budget in the contract of, let's say, 900,000, right? And it's 900,000, but he's making out of that maybe 300,000, right? Because everything that he's buying, so now he has to buy a towel. So he buys a cheap grout, he buys a cheap this, he buys a cheap that. He starts buying cheap things just to save more money, so he makes more money out of it. It's what happens. And then you get mistakes. You use bad silicone, you use bad cheap this, cheap that, and then you start having problems. That's the way it happens. I give him a quote with the 900,000, right? I give him a quote of 20,000. They approve it, right? They show it to the owner, they approve it. So the 20,000 is approved, so that comes out of the 900,000. But then they find somebody else to do it cheaper, 15, 10,000 to do it. So I don't get the job, but they approve my price, they approve my crap, but then they get a cheaper guy to do it.
Right.
But they say, oh, it's a 20,000, so they keep the 10,000.
Yeah.
They're dicks. There's fake contractors like that too.
Right.
So it's the way it goes, man. It's just hard.
You know what it is? The benefit of hiring a licensed and insured and experienced contractor, GC, tradesman, whatever it is that you're gonna get quality. You know, they stand by their product, right? You get a warranty, right? And you know it's gonna get done right. You are gonna pay a little more from that. I'm not the cheapest guy in Jupiter. I'm definitely not. But when I'm doing your job, it's gonna get done right. The quality, I stand behind my work, I care, we're personable when we're in your house, you know? There's times where people are still living in the house and we're there. You know, we gotta vacuum at the end of the day, we gotta make sure the door's shut so the dog don't get out. You know, there's a lot more involved than just hiring the cheapest guy. They're coming in and out, they're showing up at 10, they're leaving at 2, they're not wiping their feet, they're not putting booties on when they're working in the house. They're even with tile. Tile is one of my biggest pet peeves in Florida because of spot setting. And you guys know, what spot setting is. So when you have a tile, they put 5 or 6 globs on the back of the tile and then they stick it to the wall, right? You don't have full coverage on the wall, you don't have full coverage on the back of the tile. So when they do that, they're charging a fraction of the price. I could spot set an entire bathroom in 4 hours. But if I do it the right way, it may take 2.5 days. Is the reason why it takes 2.5 days, because you're doing it the right way. So when it takes longer, it's going to cost more money. You see the difference?
Yeah, and then plus you don't have pockets and you don't have a little gap. The tiles a little popping out a little bit more.
Right.
It's more level.
Yeah, and what's going to happen with spot setting is eventually the ground's going to crack, tile's going to be loose, and then it's de-laminate off the
So,
wall.
an example, when you're in your bathroom and you touch it, and then where it connects, one is popping up just a little bit more, little centimeters. That's what they did. They put little globs here, boom, 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 boom. So it's not completely level. So stuff like that happens with it. In that sense, do you have any crazy stories that's ever happened to you at projects?
Spot setting?
No, in general, like something weird that's happened. And
Like what? Give me an example.
Like you went to a job, they approve the price, you start breaking things, and when you start breaking things, you notice there's mold, or there's rats, or there's bats, there's something, and then now that causes the client more. It's not your problem because you didn't know about it,
Right.
And now you have to tell the client, yo, we need to hire blah blah blah. Has stuff like that happened? Is that normal?
Yeah. For instance, that happened one time where we did a job. It was a gut, so the existing framing stayed, and we were replacing plumbing, electric, insulation, drywall, tile. It was a primary suite, and when we did the demo, there was tons and tons and tons of termites
Damn.
that ate up all the wood, wood
shit.
studs, the ceiling joists. They just ate away.
Here
and ate
in
away.
Florida?
In Florida. So the reason why, so how I avoided that was on my contract, I got my total, and then I say there's a contingency. So in the event something happens that's unforeseen, that we don't know, you know, we gotta have some money to take care of it. You can't be capped out of my contract number and then we open the walls and you got termites all over the place. Now you got $5,000 in framing that we need to replace. That wasn't part of the deal, but it needs to get done to proceed. Where's the money coming from? So that contingency is important.
I know that a lot of contractors mess up in that because they don't write that in the contract.
Right.
Because it's happening.
Yeah.
They tell me, "Oh man, I have to eat this because blah 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 happened," and I never told them about it. You know?
Right.
Stupid shit like that.
There's different levels of construction, you know, and like I feel, you know, you're on a lot of high-end projects because you provide a high-end finish.
Yeah.
So when you come in, the walls are primed, they're ready for you,
Yeah.
you know, so you don't get to see all the headaches that happen. You're in there when it's
Yep.
nice and clean, right? You're almost the last guy on the job right before furniture.
Exactly.
But
Majority of the time, 90% of the time.
yeah, 90% of the time. But the thing is that this is the reason why. Like, you get a guy, all right, you get a price for 50 grand, you get a price for 25 grand, and then there's a guy that says he could do it for 15,
Yeah.
right? Those are from 15 to 50. That's a huge number.
Huge difference.
So the husband and wife sit down, honey, we want to get this bathroom done, you know. It would be really nice to pay 15, you know, and this guy 50, he's great, his pictures will look good. Let's say I'm the 50, huh? His pictures on Instagram look good. He looks like a guy that knows what he's talking about. He has a license, he has good this, good that. We trust him, but it'd really be nice to save the money, right? So they go with the cheaper guy. And then, boom, they open the walls and you got termites everywhere. The whole place needs to be framed. They didn't pull any permits. They thought it was going to be a quick demo, quick turnaround. The guy does plumbing, electric, he does everything. He's a jack of all trades, right?
Master of none.
Master of none, exactly.
Flea market.
Comes in, now there's a big problem. And what happens is, now he sees that. He's confused on what to do. He don't know how to fix it. It's going to cost more money. It's piecemeal together. This guy disappears because he got another job that's paying more money.
Yep.
And now this husband and wife, these homeowners are like, okay, well, let's call Charlie back. You know?
It
And
happens
I
even in
get
my
that
field.
phone call. I get the call and, hey, how are you? You ready to start? What's going on? Oh, well, you know, we actually hired somebody else. They came in and they were a lot less than you. We were trying to save the money and he's gone. We ran into big problems. The whole house, the termites, we needed to be reframed. He's not capable of doing that. And we need you back. I'm like,
Like, I don't want it.
so now you just lost the money and paid this guy, and now you got to pay the guy that you would have paid since the beginning.
Yep.
So these are lessons that need to be learned because these are the reasons why they're running into these problems.
Yeah. I agree. So guys, that's why you do your homework on people. You know, you look at their portfolio, you look at their reference, you look at stuff like that. That's what I recommend. If you look at my portfolio, you get to see all the projects I do. You see thousands of projects I do. So right there, boom, you know I'm not playing around. You go to his page, you see thousands of projects that he does, and it's all different types. So right there, you'll know if somebody's a professional or not, and especially when they talk about what they do. So their confidence of knowing the knowledge of they know what to do. Look, all the stuff he said, that's knowledge. When I speak, it's knowledge of what I do. Those are the type of people you want to hire. When you ask a question, they're like, gotta think about it, or they answer it stupid, you know there's no knowledge there, so it becomes a problem. So I highly recommend to hire the professionals. So yeah, man.
For sure.
So yeah. So first of all, I want to say thank you for coming. I know it's not
you.
that far. And
Thank you.
Thank
No,
you for coming.
right now it's Friday, 5 o'clock,
That's
2-hour ride, probably taking about 6, but
That's it.
it's all right.
That's
It
it.
was worth it. I got the golden
You got the
ticket.
golden ticket for the next
I
class.
got to see
for
you.
advance. You
I
got to
learned
see
a bunch
me.
of things that I'm gonna apply.
My daughter says you owe her like $120. Soraya.
Why for the year? Oh yeah.
Yeah, because she says that last time she saw you was 100. So last time she sees you is 120.
Wait, was she in the pink room or the white? The room I stayed in was the pink room or the white room?
No.
It was white, right?
You stayed in the white room. She
Yeah,
stayed
because
in
I
the
was
pink room.
calling it pink, but I meant to say the white room. Yeah.
She
The
was
white
in the pink
room.
room. She was in the pink
Yeah,
room.
I was in the white room.
Yeah.
So what I would like is maybe you could give me a quick tour of what you have in the showroom here and what's for sale. I want to ask you a couple of questions. Maybe you could video me real quick,
Okay,
so
sure.
I can show my fans what's here and what's available and what each thing does.
I love it.
And
Let's do it.
hopefully they could,
Let's
you
do
can
it.
purchase this stuff online
Yeah,
too.
yeah, you buy it online.
Yeah.
We ship it to you all over the United
Right,
States.
I like
You
that
can,
orange handle, man. CK orange.
That's a CK orange right there. So guys, stay tuned for this podcast. Thank you guys for watching. If people want to contact you, how can they contact you?
Yeah, so send me on my Instagram, CK_construction. You got my email there under the contact. Shoot me an email. Let me know what you want. A brief summary, some photos, and I can get you a price over the phone. If it's something big and more elaborate,